They're literally in front of the door. Open it! Yes, it's opening! Let's go, we're in bunker 11.
Right there.
So just before we get into the actual video, I just wanted to explain why I released a video early. I normally release my videos on Wednesday. It's just against the possibility that the Warzone map is going to get blown up. As you can see here, the nuclear warheads in bunker 11 could be used to blow the current Warzone map to bits. So that could render this video useless if I was to release it on Wednesday. That's the only reason why, but apart from that, let's get on to the actual video. What's up? Welcome back to another video. It's Gothic here, and today I've got a pretty interesting one for you. So I wanted to get into bunker 11, and like many other Warzone players, I wanted to get my hands on the MP7 blueprint. There wasn't a lot of time left to complete the bunker 11 Easter egg, so I had to come up with a guaranteed way to get in. I recently used FIVERR for another project, and that gave me an interesting idea. I wonder if I could go on FIVERR and find a seller offering to help me get into bunker 11. So I jumped onto FIVERR, and to my immediate surprise, there was actually two sellers selling this product. So I just clicked on the first one here, and his description said, I've opened the bunker for a total of 38 teams and counting. I can typically do it first game, no problem, with the exception of the occasional bunker camper lol. This was £8.50, and I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. So it was pretty simple. Once everything was accepted, he just sent me a message asking me what my gamer tag was. So I just let him know what that was, and then he added me. And then a few minutes later, he joined the lobby, and we were pretty much ready to go. So the last thing before we jumped in the game was he had a few tips to give to me, which are quite interesting to hear, essentially coming from a pro in this situation. So let's see what he had to say.
The biggest thing that I've noticed so far is, number one, you have this thing that people have started doing where they sit at the activation phones and just kind of camp for kills, which is kind of ass, but eh. And the one that sucks the most is there is a four-wheeler glitch to get into the bunker. If anybody glitches in there, they can't get out. But it also makes it to where nobody else can get in. So even if you do the Easter egg legit, if somebody glitched in there, it won't open.
How many games does it usually take to get it done?
The last time I did it the first try, the time before that, it took me like 3 or 4. So it really just kind of all depends on the people. It depends on who's doing what, like if somebody's actually camping the bunker or if somebody's actually camping the phones sometimes.
So in my case, it took us 3 games, and we actually encountered the issue where we had campers at the bunker. So essentially we had to fight our way through to be able to get into bunker 11, but you'll see now with some of the gameplay how we managed that. So without any further ado, let's head into the actual game. Right after jumping into the first game, I was given a quick explanation on how to complete the Easter egg so I could follow along.
There's 6 activation phones. You have to find the right one. Once you get it, it's going to say some shit in Russian, and then it'll give you 3 numbers in Russian. And then you can go to those 3 phones, and once you get those 3 phones in the right order, the bunker opens, and blah, 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 blah.
Mr. Orange also said the most common place he would find the activation phone was at the dam, so that's exactly where we went. As it turns out, the activation phone was not at the dam this time, but luckily there is always a helicopter that spawns there, so I jumped straight into that. The next location to try and find the activation phone was over at this building, which is quite easy to find because there is a car that spawns there.
Usually it's one of these first 2 phones right here. 9 times out of 10 it's one of these 2 phones.
So we found the correct phone over at this building. However, there was an issue with the numbers, which you'll see now. Mr. Orange has something to say about that.
For some weird odd reason, they've used multiple different translations of Russian. They've used the actual Russian and then the American Russian. And Savine has no translation in Russian, so nobody knows what that number is, and it sounds like 7, but it's not 7, I promise.
So we jumped into our second game, and we started off once again by going to the dam, but once again, the phone there was not the correct phone. So we headed to the second building, and this time we were able to listen clearly to the phone and figure out what the numbers were.
It was 4, 6, And Jva is 2462.
So, we began by heading over to phone number 4, which can be found over at this police station.
And it is this one.
After we grabbed that phone, we started making our way over to phone number 6, which is at the air traffic control tower. Mid-flight, we were taken out by a rocket. Oh, wow.
That was an RPG.
And the problem with this is that we were quite tight on time to complete the Easter egg. As soon as I respawned, I made my way over to the nearest helicopter and flew to Bunker 11 to check for campers. While I was doing this, Mr. Orange would proceed to activate the last 2 phones so we could get the bunker open. Should I be able to just open it?
Yeah, that bunker is fucking...
As soon as you grab the phone?
Yeah, after I press this last button.
For some reason, when Mr. Orange activated the last phone, it didn't work.
Gave me the no code, which means, well, no.
Unfortunately, we were pretty much out of time now, so the game soon came to an end, and we weren't able to complete the Easter egg this time around.
That is wild.
For the last attempt, Mr. Orange invited one of his buddies into the game, and this time we started at the other end of the map.
Kalonic, if you could grab that helicopter.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. We quickly found the activation phone in the SKN building and were able to clearly listen out for the code, this time with no issues.
Noit, Volsium, Chest. Noit is 0, Volsium is 8, and Chest is 6. 086.
Alright.
Where's 0?
Where's
0 is military base.
We strategically split up to activate the phones as quickly as possible, with myself heading over to phone 0 at the military base, Mr. Orange's buddy heading over to phone 8 at the hospital, and Mr. Orange himself heading over to phone 6 at the air traffic control tower.
Get that free weapon and shit. It's upstairs.
Okay, I've done the first one. It did beep, 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 beep. And then the next one.
Second one's done.
With the first and second phone now activated, all that was left to do was head over to Bunker 11 and wait for the last phone to be activated before we could open the bunker. However, like I mentioned before, this is where we encountered the bunker campers, which meant we now had a big fight on our hands to get ourselves into Bunker 11 and to get my hands on that MP7 blueprint. Oh, there's campers. There's campers. There's campers here.
Do you need me to go to you or up to bunker? Go to bunker. Sniper in the tower is down.
Down 2.
Like, it's not even 10 minutes into the game and we are on the...
Allied precision airstrike incoming.
Alright, it's open, it's open.
It can be opened, yeah? I'm in the truck. I'm gonna go to it.
Dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Open it! Yes, it's opening! Let's go, we're in Bunker 11.
Go into that room right there.
The MP7. Oh, there's a UMP MP5 as well.
Oh, there's a guy in there. There's a guy in the room.
He's like, there's a guy in there, there's a guy in the room. Right, we have to stop them from getting it now because they don't deserve it. So just before I bring this video to an end, Mr. Orange had a few little extra Easter eggs to show me, which I'm sure you will be interested to see.
And since we are down here, Gothic, come here.
There's like Black Ops Easter eggs, isn't there?
If you come back through here,
oh,
you have $10,000, and you have this bright, shiny red button that you click, and those are the nuclear warheads that are exploding in 4 days. 3 days. Almost.
Really? What?
Yes.
What, they're going to explode in here?
Yes. No, they're going to. That's why. That's why you can't get this weapon variant after like 3 or 4 days, because this bunker is going to be gone. You have these computers in here that ask you to reboot the system and all that other shit. And if you come over here into this room, it'll tell you to reboot the computer. So you click the button. And there's a little Modern Warfare 3 Easter egg right here.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah. And then you come back over here. And that's the timer.
So for the next 10-15 minutes, since we put all the hard work into getting this bunker open in this game, we pretty much stopped all other players from getting into the bunker and picking up the blueprint. And I do want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Orange, or Terry Orange. Thank you for helping me get into bunker 11. But as you can see, I do now have my hands on the Majorba blueprint. It looks absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to use this in some public matches. It just looks so cool. But if you did make it to the end of the video, thank you so much. If this helped you perhaps getting into bunker 11, then make sure to leave a like and comment down below. Let me know if you made it in, and definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading new videos every single Wednesday. I've got a load more Warzone videos, a load more Modern Warfare videos, so make sure to look out for those. But apart from that, I will see you in the next one.